And good morning, Maryland race fans. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter, Tim Tulloch joining me today. We have a huge show to get to. Nice carryover in the Pick Six. It's mandatory payout on closing day, but we had another super stake Saturday. Yesterday was our Christmas Tide Stakes Day. We had 5 super $100,000 stake races. Trevor McCarthy kind of stole the show with a 5-win day. 3 of those stake wins, but Country Life Farm, Mike Trombetta, they had a big day. Bella Aurora, how about the Maryland-bred 2-year-old Monday morning quarterback in the half?
Good-looking effort, Monday morning quarterback. Good-looking colt there, and didn't get the best trip either.
Sure.
And still a big race there, but everybody delivered here yesterday. I mean, Trevor McCarthy certainly delivered, but all the equine athletes, they were on their A game. We had some really, really good races all day long.
Yeah, good handle. Let's show you one of those races yesterday. The Willa on the Move. A Maryland-bred wins it. Here comes Trevor McCarthy to get his 3rd stakes win of the afternoon. His 4th on the day. He'd win the finale for 5, but here he comes up the rail with this good-looking Maryland-bred filly for Graham Motion. Majestic Reason. Been knocking on the door in some big stake races. Finally gets a nice big win yesterday on in the Willa on the Move.
Well, she got that nice inside trip, which worked out perfectly for Majestic Reason. But she was coming back on the shortest rest she's ever had, and I'm not so sure it didn't make her a little sharper because she popped a little bit better yesterday than in her races past, and a good performance there. And, of course, Trevor got a perfect trip up the fence there yesterday. But really everything Trevor did yesterday was close to perfect. You win 5 for 9. You're having a very, very, very good day.
All right, so speaking of Trevor McCarthy, let's show you the jockey standings for the big, long fall-winter meet. This is the final day of the big fall meet. Trevor McCarthy is going to win another jockey title. He's 7 in front of Sheldon Russell. So McCarthy with 52, Sheldon Russell with 45. He had a phenomenal meet. So did Alex Cintron. Those 3 were right there coming into the final weekend. Cintron with 44. The X-Man had a big meet with 28. And how about the veteran, the crafty veteran, Caramanos, finishing in the top 5?
Well, how about the knockout punch that Trevor threw yesterday? When they came into yesterday, they were only 2 wins apart from the top jockey to the second place jockey, and Trevor McCarthy threw the knockout punch yesterday in a big way. There's no catching him now. The race is over. Trevor McCarthy, as you said, is going to pick up another riding title here in Maryland.
And let's show you the leading jockey. Speaking of running away with the title, Claudio Gonzalez is running away with the title here. McCarthy didn't until yesterday, because Gonzalez, he's been doing it the past month or so. He's just been on a roll. He has twice as many wins as Trombetta, who's in second. Trombetta with a nice meet with 24. Dale Cap had a strong meet with 20. Kieran McGee, Jerry Robb, some long-time veteran Maryland trainers there. But Claudio Gonzalez, he's just on a roll. You always talk about how hard he works in the morning. I see him out there walking to the track with every set, talking to the exercise riders and the jockeys on the horse path on the way to the track. That's the most important time. People criticize Barclay Tagg and his Triple Crown run with Funnyside. Tagg didn't know what the horse was doing until he was walking to the track on the horse path. He would come up with the final instructions then for the exercise. To the media, they're going nuts, right? But instinctive horsemen, sometimes that's why Claudio's watching all of his horses train. Sometimes you make a last minute change. You know that as a trainer.
Oh, absolutely. And everyone does things a little bit differently, but Claudio's really on top of his business. He's up and down with every single set. Sometimes he jogs back and forth between his barns. His barn is pretty far away, and that's the amazing thing. He's got 50, 60 horses over there. He's in one of the farthest barns from the racetrack, and he gets the job done. They're efficient. He pays attention. And he deserves everything he's getting right here. And those other trainers, they had great meets.
Sure.
You just can't keep up with Claudio right now.
All right, so those are your leading jockeys and trainers for the fall meet. Let's show you the Pick 6 carryover today. It's going to start race 4 on the big 9-race program here on closing day. There's the carryover, a little shy of 7,700. It's mandatory payout for everything today for the Pick 6, for the late Pick 5, for the rolling super high 5. It's mandatory payout day here on the closing day of the fall meet. So you'll have a ticket for that Pick 6. That comes up in race 4 today.
It does. I do have a ticket, an affordable $51 ticket. I do have a single. in the ninth, but spread out pretty deep in the first 4 legs for sure.
All right, good stuff. I have tickets for both pick 5s today. Let's show you mandatory payouts on Rainbow Pick 6, Late Pick 5, and Super High 5s. And speaking of Trevor, there's Trevor McCarthy right there. Let's show you the holiday racing schedule. All right, so today's the last day of 2019. No racing Monday or Tuesday. Live racing on Wednesday, January 1st, New Year's Day, a tradition here in Maryland. We always have live racing on New Year's Day, so we'll have a big crowd out here Wednesday, January 1st, 2020, and then simulcast only next Thursday, and then live racing Friday through Sunday. Then the race week for January and February, 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday, so lots of wintertime racing.
And to make a couple colder months go by fast, because we'll all be a little busy, but
Yep.
4 days a week in January and February, and then we get to March. And then, hey, look, we are very, very close to that third Saturday in May.
That's right.
And it's going to come quicker than you think, the Preakness Stakes. So a lot of stuff going on.
And one of those nice 3-year-olds right here on the grounds with Jerry O'Dwyer, Shotsky. So, all right, so lots of good stuff to talk about. Let's get right to the main track here today. Let's show you a picture of the track. They're working on it now. It was a fast track yesterday. They're sealing the track now. We have some pending rain coming here. So, okay, we're in the mid-40s. It wasn't raining this morning, but so talking to Sal Sinatra on the way in this morning, he thought maybe around noon the rain's going to start moving in. So factor that into your handicap, and for all those multi-race wagers like the Pick 6 and the Pick 5. Looks like it's a fast track right now. They've sealed it, but looks like the rain's coming.
It looks like the rain is coming, so you're absolutely right. I actually I looked at the weather a few days ago in preparation for Sunday, which I typically don't always do. I kind of handicapped a little bit for expecting an off track here this afternoon, but we're going to see how it goes. The weathermen, well, they're not always quite right. We'll see how it all works out here this afternoon.
All right, let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the popular early Pick 5. Mandatory payout on the early Pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. Let's see if I can keep the momentum going. I gave out the winning late Pick 5 ticket yesterday, paid $4.36. Let's see if we can keep it going here with the early Pick 5. I didn't have a single on that winning ticket yesterday. No singles on my tickets today. A $48 play here for the early Pick 5. In race 1, I used a 2-4-6. The 4, Revolutionary Road, your current 5-2 favorite, but the 2's live, and so is the 6, Shawnee P, at 7-2. So 2-4-6 in the opener. I go 4 deep in race 2 with the 1-3-5-6. Race 3, it's a nice maiden 40 going a mile. 3 and up, the 2 Sneeds with Trevor McCarthy, but the 9 Team Effort. We have a video on the 9 Team Effort. Jorge Riaz rides. They take the blinkers off, Team Effort today. Then race 4, I go with the 1 Rip Rap Riley for Dale Capuano, and the 9 on the outside, Unnamed Soldier. Then race 5, I go with the All Claudio in race 5. The 1, 2, 3 go for Claudio, and the 2, Call Me Jelly Roll for Claudio in race 5. So I need Claudio to come through for me in race 5 to wrap up this early Pick 5. Let's take a look here. Race 1, we're going 6 furlongs, 25,000 starter lounge, 3 and up, never won 3, or claiming never won 3, or straight 3-year-olds claiming 25,000. I go with the 6 on top here, Shawnee P. All right, we'll get a nice 7-2. He's going to be about third choice in the betting. That's okay. You string along the right $9-10 win payouts, and that's where you get a nice payout in the multi-race wagers. Look, Shawnee P, a nice win, first off the claim for Jerry Robb, who can do no wrong right now. He's rolling 23% for the fall meet. Robb in the top 5 trainers, and the Bug Avery Wisman having a good meet as well. Wisman and Robb, they're 22% together in a positive ROI. Shawnee P with a nice win last out against 16,000, 2 life, steps up here to the starter 3 life, but got a big 68 buyer with that win and had to break from the 1 hole in a 9-horse field going 7 furlongs, and he still won. So I go with the 6 Shawnee P on top in the opener.
Well, there's no doubt that last race was a big race, and the horse that ran second, Buddy's Run, would come back and win yesterday. So second off the claim, but he's stepping up, as you mentioned. He ran a lifetime best in his last race, and Jerry Robb is doing very, very well, and his horses win 2 in a row 27% of the time. So there's certainly plenty to appreciate here with Shawnee P turning back to 3/4 of a mile.
Well, it looks like we like the same 4 here. You like the 2 here. Ziggy Mon, sharp win last out against Starter Allowance 2 Life with a 78 buyer. So he's going to be the favorite to beat here with Russell aboard for Hugh McMahon.
I think so. That was a pretty nice race in his last start, going today's distance of 3/4 of a mile. He ran a lifetime best at this level. He just moves up the amount of wins. But I like him here this afternoon. Gets Sheldon Russell back. Hugh McMahon's horses have been running pretty well here. He's winning at 18% at the current meet. So I like Ziggy Mon with Sheldon Russell on top in today's opener.
We both like the 4 Revolutionary Road. He's going to be one of the favorites. 3-year-old gelding by Justin Phillip for owner-trainer Robert Vukovic. Let's show you Revolutionary Road's race from October 4th right here at Laurel Park against Starter Allowance level. He's to 3 this day, going around the far turn. He's sitting about 3rd here, and he's going to get up for a real useful second. Just gets beat a neck behind Charge to Victory, who would come right back to win. This is a good effort here by Revolutionary Road, and he backed it up with a couple big numbers after this effort.
He certainly did. And this race, this race you're seeing on your screen right now was going 5.5 furlongs. Today he gets to go 3/4 of a mile. He has a win going 6.5 furlongs. So I think that 3/4 of a mile suits him a little bit better. But the biggest thing is he's just getting back to this level that he's found some success. 2 races ago, he ran 5th, but he only got beat 4 lengths to a next out winner. Brooks Robinson ran a big number in a 70 buyer speed figure, and he's got 2 other races on his form at this level that are quite good. I think that's really important for Revolutionary Road this afternoon. Forrest Boyce rides, and just one of these obscure things, and Bob Vukovic, they win trains. They win 31% when they hook up, and a couple of obscure stats that just is not obscure, but you just don't relate those stats until you actually sit down and look at them.
All right, and we both used a 1 here. Pool Boy Charlie is going to slip away at a nice price, 8-1. I don't have him on my early pick 5 ticket. Christian Geraldo rides for Russell Davis, just 3-year-old with a nice win against 2 other than Allowance Company at Charlestown, going 7 furlongs 2 starts ago, won by 7.5 that day with a respectable 70 buyer speed figure. Then he did no good last out against 2 other than at Charlestown. He threw in the towel after a half mile. He's going to have to do better today. This started maybe a lateral move today to the Starter Allowance 3 Life.
I think so. And the good news is Pool Boy Charlie's only run at Laurel 2 times in his career. They're 2 of his best races at this level. Last June, he ran twice here. He got beat a half length to Revolutionary Road while running 3rd. He got beat 2 lengths while running 5th, and ran a couple of his best races on his form. So I gave Pool Boy Charlie a little shot.
All right, so he's 8-1. We like the same 4 horses in race 1. Let's turn the page. The early pick 4 starts in race 2. Tim, you have a ticket for the early pick 4. Let's check it out.
I do, a $24 ticket, and I spread in race 2. I use a 1, 3, 4, and 5. In race 3, I used 2, 3, and 9. I single on the 1 in race 4. Rip Rap Riley dropping for Dale Capuano, and getting back to dropping to a lowest level of her career, his career. So I think he's be very, very tough. 5th race, I spread there 1, 2, 7, and the 8. $24 ticket. Good luck if you play along in the early pick 4.
All right, starts race 2. We're going a mile and a 16th, claiming 16,000 for filly mares 3 and up. A wide open 16,000 claimer here for the filly mares, going 2 turns. A nice race. The 5 Lady Terp we both have on top. Lady Terp's won 3 in a row for Scott Lake. Alex Centron rides this 8-year-old mare by Birdstone. She's an 18-time winner. She's made almost $400,000. 10 of her wins have been right here at Laurel Park. 9 of her wins have been going this 2-turn distance. You get Centron and Lake, they're 23% together. Nice, classy 8-year-old mare here. Lady Terp trying to go over $400,000 in earnings today.
Look, this is a nice mare, and since coming off that little break from July to October, she's been unbeaten, and she loves it here at Laurel Park. As you mentioned, she loves the distance, as you mentioned, and Alex Centron returns, and Alex won on this filly, going a flat mile back in October, her first race off of that layoff. And she shows some good, just in case we do get a little bit of wet track, she shows some ability over a wet track also. So Lady Terp could be very, very tough here this afternoon.
All right, so we both have the 5 on top. The 3, Moon Virginia, second off the claim for Ness. Trevor McCarthy off that big 5-win day yesterday. McCarthy rides this mare by Jumpstart, and she's also a 3-time winner on an off track. If that's what we had, if that's what we end up having this afternoon, she was a good second last out on a sloppy track up there at Parks going a mile. So the 3, Moon Virginia, is going to be tough here, race 2.
Well, it's hard to say who likes Laurel Park more, Moon Virginia or Lady Terp. They're both very, very good at here at Laurel Park. Moon Virginia, 6 of her 7 lifetime wins have come right here at Laurel Park. She's getting Trevor McCarthy for the first time here this afternoon. Second off the claim for Jamie Ness.
All right, so the 3, Moon Virginia, is going to be tough. The 6 I use here, Dr. Ann, second off the layoff here for Mike Trumbetta, the barn, a 2-win day yesterday. They get Victor Carrasco to ride. She didn't run very well coming off the layoff, and that was on a sloppy track, but is now second off the layoff today. She did have a nice big win back in July with an 80 by her speed figure. She won 2 in a row. It looks like the fairs out there in California. She won 2 in a row out there with some big numbers. So Dr. Ann, she's capable on the main track. I think she runs better today, second off the layoff.
Well, she might have been a little bit better if the racetrack stays fast. I laid off of her today, and I was back and forth, I'll be honest with you, between her and Fannie Bell Fleming to round out my ticket. I ended up on Fannie Bell Fleming. But look, I'm just going to take a little wait and see with her. I thought those races from Northern California and California Fairs would fit, and they didn't quite in her debut here at Laurel Park, but she did hit a sloppy track. So if it's fast, I think I'd consider her some more. If we get some rain, I would reconsider.
All right, we both like the 1, Turkmenistan. Didn't run so well last out, but was in good form before that. And then now that last race was a 2 other than allowance condition. So the 1, Turkmenistan, is getting a class relief today for Anthony Ferry. The barn with a nice win in yesterday's finale.
Yeah, she's dropping. She's stretching back out. Fergal Lynch returns, and the last time she ran at this level at Laurel Park, she found the winner's circle.
All right, now I didn't use the 4. Fannie Bell Fleming gets Russell aboard for Dale Cap, a sharp win, 2 back, and then they tried Maryland Bred Allowance Company last out. Maybe probably a little easier spot today.
There's no doubt a little easier spot today. Previous to that race, she had won for the $10,000 level and won on a sloppy track also for the $10,000 level. So pretty comparable spot, this $16,000 here this afternoon. Toss that last race. So I'm going to give her a little bit of a shot here later today.
All right, so we both have the 5, Lady Terp on top, race 2. Let's turn the page here. Race 3 starts the Rolling Super High 5, which features a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. It'll be a mandatory payout, so if there's a nice carryover going into the last race, it'll be a mandatory payout on that Rolling Super High 5, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Race 3, a big field, 9-horse field, scratch the 7 due west, so still an 8-horse field in the third. We're going a mile, maiden claiming 40,000 3-year-olds and upward, and we both have the 2 on top here. Sneeds with your leading rider, Trevor McCarthy aboard for Rudy Rodriguez, a 3-year-old colt by Street Sense. Ran big off the claim for Rudy Rod last out up there at Aqueduct. Ran a 68 buyer, just got beat a nose as the favorite for maiden 25 going a mile. A little bit of a step up here today, but this horse was a good second at Saratoga last August for maiden 40 going 9 furlongs. So he's run some big races, and he gets the hot jock today, McCarthy.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a step up from that maiden 25 in New York. That was a big race, but the race before for the maiden 30 at Belmont Park, that was a pretty nice race while running third and getting beat by a next out winner in Freedom Prince. 4 works since that last race. Getting Trevor McCarthy here this afternoon, I think that's probably going to do the trick for Sneeds, and he'll find the winner's circle for the first time in his career. With all that said, he's still 0 for 10,
right?
And you would think this could be enough to get it done.
All right, so we both have the 2 on top. We both like the 9 as well. Team Effort. Let's show you his last race, December 20th here at Laurel. He stumbles at the start. He breaks from the 1 hole here, and there you see the stumble and breaks to the inside. So, yeah, he was the 1 hole going 7 furlongs. We saw what happened to Cofactor yesterday. So, a bad stumble for Team Effort last out. And then, so just forget about that race. But he ran real big, 2 back, going 9 furlongs mid-November right here at Laurel against Maiden Special Weight, a big second that day with a 69 buyer. So that kind of and he had the blinkers on last time. They take the blinkers back off today. So Team Effort was in good form without the blinkers. Blinkers off today. Gets Jorge Riaz for Miguel Vera. So I think the 9 Team Effort gets back in a good form today.
I think so. He draws toward the outside. He's stretching back out. He has some good route races on September 22nd and November 14th. Those were good big efforts. It was kind of a peculiar stumble. He actually stumbled from behind when he went to push off, and maybe that one hole, Horacio Caramanos was just trying to get him out a little quicker. He was going 7/8 of a mile, and he got into a little bit of trouble there. But Ruiz returns. He rode him a couple starts ago. Good outside draw, and I expect Team Effort to run much better back to those races in September and November.
All right, we both like the 3 as well. Muchacho, a 3-year-old, gelding by Mucho Macho Man, Breeders' Cup Classic winner. Now, this horse, he ran an okay race at Saratoga back in early August. He was coming off the layoff that day. He ran a 74 buyer up there at Saratoga. Had some good results earlier this year. A decent second-in debut right here at Laurel, and a good third with a 79 buyer going a mile at Belmont last May. So that was a big race, good enough to win this today. Now, he needed a break after that, and he's run okay. He was running against tough Maiden Special Weight Company in August and September. He ran okay in August, no good in September. Then he needed another break. Now back into the Corby Cayazzo barn.
Well, I think that's key. This horse ran very, very well in the Corby Cayazzo barn, making his first 2 starts of his career, and came off that layoff. And he ran here at Laurel. There was a lot of buzz about this horse. He went off as a short price favorite and didn't show up. But he's had another little of a break. He comes in here with some works for Corby. Corby clearly knows this horse pretty well, knows how to get some run out of Muchacho. Forrest Boyce gets the call 5-1 on the line.
All right, so nice group of maiden 40,000 claimers going a mile there in the third. Let's turn to race 4. Race 4 is going to kick off that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 mandatory payout today. There's a carryover, a little shy of $7,700. Tim, you have a ticket for it. Let's check it out, see how you play it.
I do. A $51.20 ticket, and I spread in race 4 using the 1-2-7-9. Race 5, a starter 25. I spread again 1-2-7-8. Race 6. A beaten nickel race, high spread again, 3-6-8-11. Race 7, 2 deep there. The 6 Candy Money and the 7 Hydra for Graham Motion. 8th race, that's a 6 in the 9. Another beaten nickel race, but a little bit more confident with Awesome Agenda. And toward the outside, Wilco's Golden Eye coming back on 7 days, but he's found some good form right now. And then I single on Hammy Smith in a race 9. Still I Wonder. Second time out of the box, second time long. I think he moves forward here today. Looks like the best horse to me in the race. $51.20. Good luck if you play along in the Rainbow Pick 6 today. Mandatory payout. We think it's going to be well played.
Yeah, we think it'll be around 40,000, 50,000 when it's all said and done in the Pick 6, and it's a nice big 9-horse field in race 4 to kick it off. No scratches. We also start the middle Pick 4 in the 4th. We're going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-olds. We both have the one on top here, Rip Rap Riley, a 3-year-old Maryland bred by Frisian Fire. He's a 4-time winner. He'd won 3 in a row for Dale Capuano. Then they stepped up to Starter Allowance Company. It looks like he just didn't like the fog. The bug boy did the right thing. Just probably wrapped up on him, took care of him. And I like what Dale did. Dale came right back about 9 days after that effort and just put a nice little easy maintenance half mile into him just to let everybody know the horse is still okay after that race. And now he's right back in for a much easier spot today with Jorge Riaz.
That was such a strange day. The fog rolled in late, and we didn't see any of the race till about maybe the 3/16 bowl when Spicy Meatball emerged with a huge lead and went on and ran big. But look, this horse was in very, very good form prior to that race. He reeled off 3 in a row at the $10,000, $16,000 level. And now he drops to the $5,000 level here today. He's my best bet of the day. I agree with you. Dale does the right thing, gives him a little half-mile workout, and I think Rip Riley back under Ruiz here this afternoon, who won 3 in a row on him. returns in the saddle.
All right, so looks like we both have a cold 197 on top here, the 9 on the outside. I used the 9 on my early pick 5. We'll get 3-1 here on Unnamed Soldier. He's also a 3-year-old who's won 3 times. He had a big sharp win on a good track at Parks back in early December, then came back 2 weeks later and then didn't run so well for 12-5 for life. But a class relief today. It looks like he'll have speed on the outside, so the 9 is going to be tough here. The 9 on Unnamed Soldier is going to get a nice trip.
Yeah, sure. No doubt about it. 2 back at Parks was a good race, laying close to the place in front. And then 3 back at Gulfstream Park West was a nice race. So he shows some good races sprinting on the main track. That last race over a sloppy track, it might have been a little bit too tough. VIP Code was dropping. But if you recall, VIP Code was a nice horse at one time, stakes winner. Forever Stable. So that race could have been a little bit tougher than we might know.
All right, so 1-9. Then we both like the 7 here, Flat Out Mine for Jesse Cruz. Callie Francois will ride. This horse a good third at this level 2 starts ago. Didn't like going 7 furlongs last out, but back to 5.5 furlongs today for the 7 Flat Out Mine.
I think that's key. His lifetime best is going 5.5 furlongs. That was 2 starts back where he ran third. Behind 2 next out winners in Zeta Rosa and Higher Purpose. He gets back to this distance of preference this afternoon.
All right, so 197 we have on top there in race 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. The late pick 5 paid $436 yesterday. Starts race 5 today. I have a ticket for it. Mandatory payout day today. We'll check it out right after this. All right, here we go. Late pick 5 starts in race 5 today. No carryover. They hit it yesterday for $436. Hope you played along. We gave out a winning ticket. We'll try to do it back-to-back days here to close off the big fall meet. Mandatory payout in this late pick 5. So this will be well played today with that industry low 12% takeout. Let's check out my ticket now. I spend a little more. We hit yesterday for $400, so we're going to spend a little more today. It's mandatory payouts. A $64 ticket. Could not come up with a single. I'm 5 deep here in the 5th race with 4 deep with the 1, 2, 7, 8. The 8 is my long shot play in here. Liz's Smile coming off the layoff for Linda Albert, I think, is live. Then race 6, that's a beaten nickel going a mile. I'm 4 deep there with the 3, 4, 6, 8. The 3 Candy Asset. First off the claim for Phil Schoenthal might be a nice price in race 6. Then race 7, nice maiden special 8. The 3, So Gracious, and the 7, Hydra are going to be your favorites in race 7. Race 8, a beaten nickel going 5.5. I have the 6, Awesome Agenda on top at 5-1. But I also like the 9, Wilco's Golden Eye at 9-2. So a couple nice prices there, 6 and 9 in race 8 for you. Then race 9, the 2 favorites. That's a maiden 10 going a mile. The 7, Still I Wonder, is going to be a heavy favorite. But the 4, One Real Cowboy for J. Michael Rogers and Jorge Riaz might pull off the upset at 7-2. So there's my ticket. You can study all of our tickets today and our picks on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, mandatory payout on everything. Here we go. Race 5. We're going 6 furlongs, 25,000 starter allowance for filly mares, never won 3, or claiming 25, never won 3, or straight 3-year-old fillies claiming 25,000. I go all Claudio here. I have a Claudio Gonzalez Exacta on top. The 2, call me Jelly Roll, my top pick. Sharp win last out against 16,000, 3 Life Company. She's a 3-year-old by Midnight Loot, a 3-year-old who's won 7 times. So she's taking advantage of this condition. She's in for the tag. Go ahead and buy her if you want her. She's made 100,000. All 7 of her wins right here at Laurel Park. You get 5 pounds off with Victor Rosales. This bug's riding very well, and he's really made the most of all of his opportunities with Claudio. He's sitting at 40% here in Maryland with Claudio in a positive ROI. So I have the 2 Call Me Jelly Roll on top at 7-2.
And she might be getting exactly what she wants because the track was just downgraded to good. From fast. She won on a sloppy track going 7/8 of a mile in her last start. She's a 6-time winner this year. She's a 4-time winner at the distance. She's getting Rosales, as you mentioned, and she very well might get an off track come post time for race 5. So things are looking better and better for the 2 Call Me Jelly Roll.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses on top. You have the 8 on top. Liz's Smile coming off the layoff for Linda Albert. Kevin Gomez will ride. This 4-year-old daughter of Hunters Bay is going to sneak away at a nice price. I use her on my late pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, I like her here this afternoon. She's my price play of the day. She's coming off a 6-month layoff, coming back at the level with some good races. Now, all those races were going around the ground. She's coming back going 3/4 of a mile, but she has speed going long. I think she's going to be able to lay close enough. And the most important thing is, toward the outside, she's going to be able to stay in the clear and make one good run at them. And I think she's capable of doing that. She's coming in with some good races for Linda Albert. The races, she has races on her form going around the ground that are good enough. I just need her to do it going short off the layoff. I think she can. She gets a good trip from out there.
All right, so we both like the 8 Liz's Smile. We both like the 1, 2, 3 go for Claudio. 3 strong efforts in her last 3 races. A big win 3 starts ago, then a good second, 2 back, and a real big second against Maryland Bred Allowance Company last out, second behind Grace Isabella. The number's not that big, but that race can come up tough sometimes. So this filly's in good form. She's a 2-time winner at Laurel Park, 7 for 11 in the money. I have her in the exacta, so do you.
Yeah, I like her this afternoon. Now, look, she's going to have to work out a trip from the inside, and she's going to have to get away. She didn't get away well in her last start, and even when she does get away well, she gets a little outrun. So she's down there on the fence. She's getting Ricardo Chappie this afternoon. She'll have to work out some sort of trip, but I like her. I think she can. It's Claudio, always tough.
All right, so we like the same 4 filly mares there in race 5 to kick off that late pick 5. Late pick 4 starts in race 6. We're going a flat mile, claiming 5,003 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months or never won 4 is the condition. I go with the 6 Primetime Man on top. So do you. Coming off the layoff, getting a big class relief today. It's a 6-year-old's made almost $200,000. He's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. Forget about the slow work tab. That's how Kieran does it. We're familiar with that, but he gets Centron to take the call of this old heart knocker coming off the layoff, and he can fire on the dirt just like he can on the turf. So Centron caught my attention here on Primetime Man.
Yeah, I like him. I have him on top. I was a little bit all over the place. I kind of like Candy Asset a little bit and a couple others, but look, he's drops off a long layoff. Comes in here with 3 well-spaced works. He worked on November 8th, didn't come back till November 30th, didn't come back till December 21st. Now that's right on top of this race, but he walked a slow 3/8 and 39 and change. So there's certainly some questions there with the work tab. He's going to be very, very tough if he's ready. I wouldn't take anything too short on him. But he might just be able to outclass him here at the end of the day.
All right, so we both have the 6 on top. I didn't use the 11. You have the 11, King of All Media, in your exacta. He's a big 10-1 second off the layoff for Mark Reed.
Yeah, this second off a long layoff, and I didn't think he ran too poorly. First off a long layoff, going a mile. He only gets beat 6 lengths for the whole thing. He didn't get away. Now, he's going to have to get away. In his last 4 starts, he didn't get away. 5 starts, poor break. So he's going to have to get away this afternoon, even though he's going a mile. He's had a work since that race. He came back, that layoff race, December 8th. I think he moves forward here this afternoon under Avery Wisman for Mark Reed, who's 33% second off this type of layoff.
All right, so we both have the favorite on top. Tim has a nice 10-1 shot in his exacta there in race 6. Let's turn the page. Race 7, one of the features of the day, a nice maiden special weight for filly and mares 3 and up, going 7 furlongs. Big late scratch on the 1, Song of the Night, who was 5-2 morning line. The 1 is out, so still a nice 6-horse field. I have the 3 on top. So Gracious for trainer Brittany Russell. Sheldon, her husband, rides. let's show you her last race on the dirt. Last January of this year, going 7 furlongs against Maiden Special Weight. She's the 6th horse this day, and she's 3rd right now. She's going to finish a real big 2nd behind Lasitas. Lasitas would come back to become a multiple stakes winner last spring here at Laurel Park. So great. And then So Gracious after this held some decent races on the turf, but she proved she can run on the dirt right here.
Not only did she prove she could run on the dirt, she could prove she could run on other than fast dirt, and that's probably what she's going to get here this afternoon by Speightstown of a Maglia d'Oro mare. She's cut out to run on an off track. She might get that today. Her Tomlinson number, 455. That's a big number, coming in here with some good works, including a nice sharp work on the 22nd of December, 5/8 a mile in a minute flat.
All right, so we both like the 3. I didn't use the 6 at all. You have the 6 on top. Candy Money, a Candy Ride filly for Mike Trombetta of the barn, a big 2-win day yesterday. They get Centron. They tried a mile in debut on a muddy track at Aqueduct just about 14 days ago. And now they cut back to 7 furlongs today. I didn't use the 6.
Well, I like Candy Money. Just really didn't have much shot. Going a route of ground first time out of the box over a muddy track, which a muddy track can be very tiring. I just think she moves forward. She shows a good race despite getting tired in that race. I think she moves forward today. Mike Trombetta. Horses are very good second time out of the box, 22%. So I'm going to give Candy Money. I've got her on top. She gets Alex Cintron here this afternoon. She's cut out to get over a track with moisture by Candy Ride out of a distorted human mare. She should be able to handle it second time. And, of course, she's turning back to 7/8 of a mile.
All right, the barn's hot. I didn't get a top rider. I didn't use her. I'm going to need to see a little bit more from her. So I stayed away from Candy Money today. We both like the 7 here. The 7's your favorite. I was going to be one of your favorites. Hydra is coming off a long year-plus layoff for Grand Motion and Eclipse Thoroughbred Partners. This Cantheros filly was bet down to the 9-5 favored last winter during the championship meet at Gulfstream. Maiden Special Weight for Florida breds, and I ran an okay 4th that day. Hit the gate coming out. So now she's had a long year layoff. Now in the Grand Motion barn, some decent works up there at Fair Hill, and she attracts McCarthy. So she's going to take a lot of play at the window today. We both use her in the exacta.
Well, certainly Grand Motion, very good all in these categories. This layoff, first time in his barn, big race and debut, no doubt, at Gulfstream. Comes back with some works, and there's nothing too flashy on her work tab. My concern about Hydra is she's got a gap in her work tab. She went from October 10th to November 29th and didn't see the work tab at all, and that just makes me feel like maybe she might not be at her fittest or her very best, and the works have been a little slow. So we'll have to see how it goes with Hydra. I use her on my pick 6, no doubt about it. Yeah, it is McCarthy, it is Motion, and you've got to show them some respect.
All right, so nice maiden special weight there in race 7. Let's turn the page. Race 8 kicks off the late daily double. We're going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds. Let's start with the 6. My top pick, Awesome Agenda. You like a little bit as well. Nice big win last out at 36-1. Second off the layoff on a sloppy track against Nickel 2 Life. So she stays at the $5,000 level, facing 3 Life today. She's by Awesome again. A 3-year-old gelding by Awesome again. So Ricky Silliman got the money for Winning Way Racing Stable last out. Laurel Glazier back aboard today. So I have the 6 Awesome Agenda on top at 5-1.
And look what he won on his last start on the slop. He might get that this afternoon, or certainly something with moisture here, or a lifetime best in that race in his last start. You've got to love that Laurel Lee returns aboard Awesome Agenda, and she's pretty much a stable rider for Ricky Silliman in the morning, so she knows this horse very well.
All right, I like the 9 as well. You have the 9, Wilco's Golden Eye, on top. Been knocking on the door at this level. Big second, 2 back on a sloppy track. Second last out on a fast track. So Wilco's Golden Eye in good form right now for Jose Corrales, and gets Ricardo Chappie.
Yeah, no doubt. He comes back in 7 days, but he's clearly on the improve. His last 2 races have been his lifetime best. He's never come close to running these types of numbers, but he backed up that big 67 in the slop on December 14th with a nice race on December 22nd where he ran a 64. So coming back on short rest, but the horse seems to be thriving right now. He's winless on off tracks, but he runs very well. He's got one win. He's been running well on the off tracks while being winless, including that race 2 starts back. So there's a lot, 5 seconds and 2/3 and 10 starts on off tracks.
All right, so we both like the 6 and the 9 and race 8 to kick off the late double. Let's take a look at race 9. Cue up that mandatory payout board once we're finished everything, Damon. But race 9 is the Quinella race, last live race. Every racing day we have the Quinella. It's a low 10% takeout. It's like a $2 exacta box, but it's a Quinella last live race every racing day. So here we go, race 9, maiden claiming 10,000, 3 and up, going a mile. The 7's going to be a heavy favorite in here for Hammy Smith. Still, I Wonder by Done Talking. Tyler Connor will ride. Ran okay in debut, going a mile against maiden 16, was 4th. Got beat almost 8 lengths, 46 buyer. That's okay. Drops to the maiden 10, and all of a sudden, Still I Wonder looks a lot tougher at this level. So we both have them on top.
Yeah, well, that was a nice race in debut. You're routing first time in your career. You run a decent number. Martin would come out of that race and win again.
Yep.
And I think he moves forward here this afternoon, second time out of the box and second time going a route of ground.
All right, so we both have the 7 on top. You key on this horse. The 4 we both like here. One Real Cowboy for J. Michael Rogers. Jorge Riaz rides. Beaten favored for maiden 10 at Penn last out on a good track, but is maybe capable of better going a mile. We'll see. It'll be the first time going a mile on the main track.
Yeah, it's all about the break. He's got to get away. He hasn't gotten away his last 3 starts.
All right, so Quinella time in race 9. That's it. We're out of time. Mandatory payout day today. Everything's got to go. The pick 6, the late pick 5, the rolling super high 5. It's mandatory payout day today. We're thinking about 50,000 when it's all said and done. And that rainbow pick 6, that starts in race 4. Tim, I know you have a nice ticket for it. Good luck.
Yeah, nice ticket. Come on out. The Ravens got flexed to 425,
right.
So come out, enjoy some racing, enjoy the mandatory payouts, and then you can hang out and have a couple beers and watch the football.
Yeah, all the 1 o'clock games they'll be on in the sports book on that 75-foot LED wall. Good luck today on closing day of the fall meet. Dave Rodman's coming up next with Scratches and Changes.